Y'all, welcome to another Good Brothers podcast. I'm hosting K Solo today, Preston Powell, here at Churchill Smoke Shop. Today I'm smoking 708 Maduro. As always, we keep our lively cocktails here. We're smoking that, drinking a little bit of that Bullet Rye. And just want to hop on real quick as we always do when we get a smoke and cigars and basic conversation. Today we want to talk about Travis Rudolph. If you don't know who Travis Rudolph is, he's a former Florida State wide receiver, New York Giant, NFL wide receiver, who was on trial for murder. In fact, today he was found not guilty. But the crux of the case that captured the nation, at least captured our community, is that it's a case of a girlfriend getting upset at a boyfriend and calling her family members over to confront him about that. Basically, but in her case, she didn't call to confront him. She actually called her family members over there to shoot him because they got her text and in fact, let's listen to some of the highlights of the trial right here. Roll it up.
Isn't it true that you were the first person to become physically violent with Travis and not the other way around?
No.
Not at all?
Something or show me something if I can't recall the exact steps of the moments.
Question. Okay, so you were the first one to become physically violent with Travis, not the other way around. Answer. Correct.
Yes, is it correct?
You remember that?
Yes.
So you smashed his iPhone not out of anger, but because you were hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
No, you just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when you're... I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have...
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
The question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Okay. So it could have been his brother.
No.
It could have been the house.
Nothing violent toward a person.
It could have been his mother's house, right?
I was upset and my adrenaline was running and I said something that I didn't mean. That's the bottom line of that. I didn't mean for my brothers to do any of that. That's why when my brother left the house, he did not have a firearm on him. People say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time. But since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more. But I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything. It was like my second home. I would not want anything to happen there.
All right. And he never raised a hand and touched you, did he not?
Yeah, he was raising his hand the whole time, like grabbing me, pushing me back. Yeah, the whole time.
Okay, so did he punch you?
No, he didn't punch me.
Did he slap you?
No, he didn't slap me.
Did he pick up any objects and hit you over the head with them?
No.
So why'd you want to smash his car window?
Like I said, it wasn't intentional. I was just throwing things because I was upset.
And when you were throwing things, you were also screaming things at him, like you were going to send your brother Keyshawn over to kill him, right?
Never, ever, ever said the word kill at all.
Okay, so...
4 men showed up at his front door.
And you told both of them that Travis picked you up and slammed you to the ground, right?
Yes.
And that he had disrespected you.
Yes.
And you also sent a text message to Keyshawn at roughly 9:45 that Travis dropped you to the ground. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And in response to that text message, Keyshawn sent a group text message to you and Tyler Robinson that Travis is a dead man walking. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's the message that you deleted from your phone, right?
No, I deleted the shoot his shit up message.
And you also deleted the dead man walking message.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember if I did or not.
So you really weren't making a living as a real estate agent, right?
No, but I do have a mom and she's a medical assistant, so.
Okay. And you were living with your mom?
Correct.
right? You had a conversation with a man about marriage, and you're still married to Andre Chisani. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you lied to Travis. You misled him, did you not?
Travis never asked me if I was married.
Okay, now you saw that. Now, if you see how arrogant she is on the stand and how she's handling things, and you see the gist of the case where she attacks him, then these guys, her brother, them come over with weapons, jump his brother. He gets to his gun. He let that thing loose. End up shooting one. End up, sadly killing another. And now he's on. Now he was on trial for murder. You know, we have to be careful, conscious. I can't speak for women, but y'all have to be conscious of how y'all handle things when you're dealing with men. One thing I do, any woman I go out with or we hanging out or whatever we doing, and you're with me, I always tell them the same thing always, all the time. If anything go down, let me handle it. I don't need a cheerleader. I don't need a hype man. Be quiet. In fact, look, Will Smith is dead today because his wife kept getting into it with the gentleman, and they kept escalating the situation. You know, when men argue, every time when men argue, we understand something. There's always a low level threat of violence whenever we do anything. It's just always there. So we know how to handle each other, we know how to talk to each other, and we know not to cross a certain line. That's just how it is. We just know that. We know, hey, look, you can't cross a certain line going back and forth with a man. It just no. We know that. It's just understood that that's not supposed to happen. That's not gonna happen. And we know when we cross that line, there's consequences and repercussions. Sometimes women don't understand that. They don't understand the consequences of their actions sometimes, a lot of times. And this case is a pure example of that. Now you got a brother dead, you had one get shot, and this brother was on trial for his life. All unnecessarily, you know. But that being said, I want to get on and hop on that a little bit, but let's talk about Soul City Smoke Fest. For y'all who don't know, June 16th through 18th, which is next weekend, Father's Day weekend, Soul City Smoke Fest will be going on here in Jackson. Of course, it'll start out that Friday with a meet and greet at Country Squire. That night, you'll have a scout meet up here at Churchill Smoke Shop. Saturday, you have the day party down at Downtown Cigars. Then you will have the white party that night at Ish. Then we will close out Soul City Smoke Fest with a tailgate at Churchill. Now, if you've never been to a Churchill tailgate, you don't know what you're missing. There's something to behold. You'll have a real good time with it. And you should come out and enjoy it. It's one of the few African American smokers events in Mississippi. In fact, it was put together by our good brother Chad Ford, and you have a good time. Trust me on that. So make plans to come out and support Soul City Smoke Fest and all the venues that's lined up for you guys for this next Father's Day weekend. With that being said, look forward to our next Big Good Brothers podcast coming up real soon. Get in the comments. Let me know if you know about the Travis Rudolph situation. And most of America was captivated by the trial itself. Hell, half of us wondered why he was even on trial when all the evidence was coming out and all that. But get in the comment section. Remember, like, subscribe. Always look to the Good Brothers Podcast. You can find the Good Brothers Podcast on your Alexa and all your podcast sources that are out there. With all that being said, you guys have a great weekend. You grab your smoke, grab your nice cocktail, and as we always say, peace. Take care.